Hi everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. You see I'm a little dressed up today. I haven't dressed up in the kind of like costume in a video in a while. I'm trying to serve some real Victorian vibes. The hat's not really correct, but the jacket, the vest, and the shirt. Like, look at this shirt. The material's very not accurate, but if Bridgerton can get away with it. As always, say hello to Brom. I have no idea where he's hiding right now. Anyways, the new pack is out today. The Sims 4 Paranormal. As you all know, I've been so excited for this stuff pack. I don't think I've ever actually been excited for a stuff pack. Like, there's been some that I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be fun. Or, yeah, I could enjoy that in my game. Like, you know, I liked Moschino stuff. Oh, there goes Brom. Love him. I liked Moschino stuff. Nifty Knitting, I think, is a good one. But I don't think I was, like, extremely excited for this. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, I like those in my game. I'm so excited for this. So, today we're just going to do a Create a Sim and Build and Buy overview. That's it. Nothing too fancy. Just kind of jump in, look at some things, go, ooh, ah. And then maybe a little bit later, if not this week, maybe next week, I'll try to do a little kind of like gameplay overview and then maybe a review. Or just might do this and then the review. We'll see. We're just going to kind of roll with it. So let's jump right in and look at the new Create a Sim assets.
I'm so excited.
All right, so we're here in Create a Sim. We're going to check out this sim I have. Let's just quickly go up here. We do have some new hairs. First, we have this new hair. We've all seen this hair in the trailers. I would love to actually get to see it now in game a little bit better. I couldn't quite tell in some of the trailers if it was supposed to be like dreadlocks or some kind of braids. I can see now that they're dreadlocks. I think they look great. This texture on them super nice. This brown swatch looks nice. Yeah, it looks good in pretty much all the swatches. Like the texture they have here going on in the side of the head, like this kind of fade, that is super nice. The Sims team has come a long way in hairs in general, but especially with these as they categorize them in the game as like afro textured. Amazing. The texture, the detail. Yeah. Whoa, I actually really like that one with like the graying roots, the way it wraps. Sometimes the Sims team just really does deliver. So I'm a fan of that. We have this mullet that's giving me like Miley Cyrus vibes. I'm super into that. I love that. And also it looks, so there's already a mullet in the game that like came with My First Pet stuff, and it looks like Joe Exotic's mullet, and I don't mean that as a compliment. So seeing this, it looks nice. This hair I'm super excited for. This kind of reminds me of the hair we got with Snowy Escape. It just doesn't have the clips, as well as we do have some other hairs that are kind of like this already, but I think this one just it's different in the sense that where it parts, as well as there's one that I can think of from Romantic Garden stuff. That one I feel like is a little bit fuller. So this is a good kind of not as, you know, thick or full one, while still looking pretty nice. Once again, the textures on it is pretty good. Once again, Sims team really has come a long way with hair. It looks good in all these different swatches. Really like this swatch. This kind of looks nice. It's a nice hair. Then we have this hairdo. These are called waves, I believe. These look super nice. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna have to put this on my Prudence sim from the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I know her hair doesn't look exactly like this, but it's much closer than the shaved heads. But yeah, I love it. For hats, there are 2 new hats. This one is unlocked through gameplay. I believe there's probably a cheat to get to it. However, you know, I'm going to let you see that on your own, but just looking at it from here, it definitely has like a New Orleans kind of southern vibe that I'm excited about. This hat I really like. Oh, it's almost like your Sunday best kind of hat, if you will, but also not in some swatches. Like this one, you would see this maybe in church, and then maybe this one not so much, but these swatches also pretty versatile. You can really get a lot of use out of them like that. There's one new accessory which we can't see on this sim. We're just gonna switch to this and come back to that in a minute, but we have this new necklace that I really like. It comes in a bunch of new swatches that are nice. Love it. There are no new makeups though. Let's look at the full body outfits before we look at the shirts and tops. There's this one. I like this dress. There's a lot of uses. Like you could definitely, if you wanted to get your sim get married, they could maybe wear this as a more like kind of like a low, like low effort kind of, I don't want to say low effort, but a more casual wedding, if you will. This is very nice. It comes in also a bunch of different swatches. Like you could definitely wear the, like you could have your sim wear this to a party and it look nice. A funeral. I recently found out you can have funerals in the game without mods, kind of. That'll be a different video, but I didn't realize. I saw it on Twitter and I was like, really? The Sims 4 has so many things that I just feel like the team does not talk about that could really actually help show people that there is a lot of depth there, but they just don't talk about it. I feel like maybe they want us to find it. And also some of them is like hidden behind dumb things. Like you have to have like a 6 in charisma, I think, to be able to like have a eulogy and to be able to like role play a funeral, but that's for a different video. This is a super nice one. Love this. Once again, there's so much variety here that you can really get away with, you know, funeral, wedding, you know, beach day, Sulani. This is a nice one as well. I really like how the necklace also has fit well with these two so far. But yeah, this is super nice. Once again, a lot of good use you could get out of this. Maybe throw on a pair of tights and it could be like, maybe not a formal outfit, but a good party outfit. Ooh. We saw this in the trailer, and yeah, I really like it. I'm glad. Whoa. Sorry, that like was a really nice swatch. That's a nice blue. I like this one. I'll probably use that a lot. So this is nice. I like that. You know, a lot of good use. This is, I think, the one a lot of people were super excited for. And I mean, I totally understand. It's so... Get your goth vibes on. Get your beach vibes on. There's so much use you can get out of this. I love that. This pack overall just seems like very useful. Let's just throw a pair of pants on her and we'll come back to that. So we got this new top. Quite like it. I really like the kind of like, the way it's tied in the front there is very nice. Gives it kind of like an older feel while also feeling still pretty, like modern. Also kind of feels a little costumey to me, but I don't know, sometimes you gotta. This is a nice shirt as well. I do wish we'd gotten maybe another shirt, one that wasn't so revealing, just because, you know, I mean, a lot of my Sims wear revealing clothes, but sometimes I make Sims that are a little bit more conservative, but that's fine. We just won't use this pack for that, but super nice. Oh, I actually really like that one. For the pants, we have these shorts, which I think are super cute. Ooh. Matching outfit. That's a nice outfit, actually. Nice. Yeah, I like these shorts. I probably won't use them a lot just because I think they're a little weird, but these definitely kind of shorts do exist in the real world. Ooh. I know we already looked at these, but I do really like these. I like this kind of like belt. I guess it's more like a faux belt because it doesn't really look like it's holding anything up. The only thing it's holding up is your confidence. I like that though. These are nice. These striped pants are quite nice. Like once again, another pair of pants you can get like a lot of use out of. This is something I noticed that the Sims team does, mostly in stuff packs and in game packs. Like if this was an expansion pack, this belt here and this like part hanging down would have come out a little bit more. They would have been more three-dimensional. But because it's a stuff pack, I've noticed it's a little more flatter. We have a bunch of skirts like this in the game already, but I mean, it has more of a, it has a different texture, almost more leathery in some of these swatches, so that's fine. There's no new accessories for women, but we do got 3 pairs of shoes. Another one you have to unlock, but we got these shoes. I actually like these a lot. These are good. There's a lot of open-toed heels I don't like in the game. I like these. They have a lot more like, I don't know, they feel more useful. I like that. And then here, these are like Bonehilda's shoes. In case, you know, you want your sim to like match Bonehilda. And it comes in a bunch of fun swatches. Love that for her. Now we're going to switch over to the male sims. For hairs for men, they have access once again to the waves here, which once again, you know, come in all the colors. And also this. This is a good one that I think you can really get a lot of fun use out of. For hats, they have the same access, same hair hats also. The way it flattens that, it's very strange. They have the same jewelry option and no makeup for men as well in this pack. For shirts, the necklace definitely would look very good on all these because they're like these open shirts. This would be very nice also with if we ever got body hair. I think we will. I have a theory that when we get our Generations pack, we'll get it in either in the patch before it or in that patch, because that's how we got it in The Sims 3. Just a theory I have. I like this. I like the texture on it. Is that corduroy? I really should be better at knowing fabrics for someone who's very interested in material culture. These are all very nice. I can definitely see myself using these. And this is a fun one. Nice. Ooh. I really like that one. For men, the only full outfit is unlockable through the 7 nights in the haunted house. I know women don't have this, so I wonder if it would look good on women. I'll have to report back on that. And then for men, they got 2 pants. One, this is just like the women's one. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the women's one, just changed a little to fit men as well. Once again, looks pretty good. These pants I like. I like that they're a little bit longer. And I like also they have all these different textures. And I like this little thing hanging. No new accessories. And the only pair of shoes are unlocked through gameplay. So that's the overview for the Create-A-Sim. This compared to maybe some other packs had a little bit less. Nonetheless, I think they all look very good. They're all well made. The only, you know, one thing I would nitpick at is the belts and the things hanging from the pants. I wish the Sims team made them a little bit more three-dimensional, but I think they look great. I love the swatches, and I think they bring a nice, fun kind of like New Orleans kind of vibe to the game that I think we've just been missing. It's weird. We have Willow Creek, which is definitely supposed to be inspired by like Louisiana and Florida, but to me, it's never really felt like that. And I think partially because it never really had the clothing. We definitely have like the elements, like architectural elements if you really wanted to, but this is the first time like looking at the clothing, like, yeah, we're definitely getting into that kind of like what you think of, which of course not everyone in the South dresses like this, but you definitely get that more of a specific idea of like where this is located, if that makes sense. All right, I almost forgot to, we have 3 new outfits, it looks like here. For women, these are like the styled ones. And then for men, we have 2. So let's check out the styled outfits. So I really like styled outfits as a concept in the game. It's a good way, like if you're not really good at yourself, like making outfits, the Sims team definitely comes up with a few good ones. It kind of bothers me. I wish all players in the, like all the NPCs would get styled outfits and not like the randomized, but I do quite like this. Quite stylish. Oh, I really like this one. Yeah, so this first one is extrasensory extrovert. The next one is bravely bohemian. I see the vibes. Like I said, oh, like I even said this earlier, this was a nice combo. I really like the heels with these outfits too. And the last one for women is the fearlessly flowy. Oh, interesting. For men, the 2 new outfits we have, this one is Wraith Whimsy. I like this. This is a quite nice outfit put together. I like this. I like that it changes up the shoes to a little. Nice. This is so... This is a look. I love it. Especially with... Oh, can we get the mullet for a second? Yes. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this for him. All right, so to be fair, this looks like a lot of items, and it quite is when you look for a stuff pack comparatively. Like if you look at how many items here, but I do have these in a lot of the swatches, so it does look like there's even more. But even for a stuff pack, I think there's quite a bit. We're gonna start in the back left corner and go kind of right as if we're like reading a book. We have these new wallpapers. I think they're all quite nice and super usable. They're kind of in that vein of like Victorian floral pattern, but having a little bit more of a kind of southern twist on them. You can definitely use these in different homes. Also, like the vampires wallpaper, I think it's very clearly Victorian and Gothic, but you know, this deep red here, maybe one of these colors, and these, I feel like these are the most like Gothic kind of, but you could definitely have this white one in kind of like a nice modern home if you wanted like a mid-century modern, more likely, like probably not like a modern, like contemporary modern, but like mid-century modern. Here's the floors we have. I think we got one new floor, and it came in all these very nice swatches. It has some nice wood, kind of like almost natural looking ones, and then some fun ones. And even then they kind of look like stained wood and not like brightly painted, which I like, except for maybe this one. So overall nice. We have these new lights. These aren't all of them. I just kind of threw a few out. They definitely have that kind of New Orleans kind of like vibe. I really like them. They're a little Moroccan too. Super cool. They do come in a pair like this, so you don't have like these individual like lights here, which I think I would have preferred, but I am fine with this because I think it looks good together. Here we have this new lamp. It reminds me of the, I don't know what it's called, but like the little soul swapping device from the Scooby-Doo movie. What is it even called? The Deviant Sun Table. I think it's called like the Daemonitis or something. I don't know. But that's cool. I like that. This is a new chair we have. This is quite a modern chair. I really like this. I feel like we don't have a lot of good furniture in at least the base game when it comes to like trying to maybe do a more modern kind of home. I feel like I end up using like some really like, I don't know, they just don't look comfortable. These look quite comfortable, so I'm definitely gonna start swapping them out, and you can get a nice range. Like these are definitely a very nice, you know, maybe more fun kind of home, even this one. And then like some of these you could definitely put in a more kind of very like minimalist, I guess, kind of modern home too, and they would look very nice. I know you can get a lot of use out of these, and I love these kind of like bright red ones. I don't know, they look, I feel like I could use them in, like if I was rebuilding the hospital, I could use these like in the waiting area if I wanted to. I could use them in a home. I could use them in a store, on university camp. Like they look very versatile, and I like that. These chairs here I quite like a lot. They're a little bit more like the balloon chairs that we have in Vampires, but a little less gothic. And what I like about these chairs a lot is some of them, they definitely kind of look like, especially when looking at the back, like say these ones are a little more Victorian style. So if you wanted to use them and go, yeah, I'm building a Victorian home, you could definitely get away with at least maybe these later three, this one more or less. The rest of them though, and even this one, look more like it was you like went to like an antique store and got an old piece of furniture and then like reupholstered it. You definitely kind of get that vibe with like these big chunky like not nails, not pins either, tacks, I think that's what the proper term is, but these big kind of studs here. It kind of gives you the vibe that you've reupholstered this kind of like old balloon chair, and to try to make it like fit your own home or make it look a little more modern, or maybe the fabric was just very worn out and gross. So I do quite like that. Once again, you get a nice good use, and I think it matches the aesthetic in like kind of like the pack. Like if you want to go like the creepy kind of haunted house, or if you want to do like, yeah, I just kind of bought this old home and refurbished it. So I quite like that. We have these couches. Once again, these couches go really well with these chairs in the sense that they kind of have a modern sensibility to them. They feel more contemporary. I love the throw pillows and the blanket hanging over. It makes them feel very, like very homey, like very home. I like the kind of patterns on the couches too. They feel very contemporary, like on these pillows and over here. Once again, I feel like I could use these, probably maybe not in every kind of build, just because in a public lot, you probably wouldn't have a couch with pillows on it. I feel like that's just an OSHA violation waiting to happen. But if you really wanted to, you could throw these down in a community lot, and I think they would work fine. They also, like, I don't know, you can definitely mix and match. Like, maybe you're going for maybe a more kind of dark, a sim with more of a darker taste. You can get with that. This is more sophisticated and white. This is just beautiful. This, I feel like I get grandma vibes from, and even kind of like this one, so quite like it. I'm going to skip over to these couches, and then we'll talk about these chairs here. These once again have kind of more of a like Victorian antique feel to them with their shape. Once again, with like these three here being probably like, you could get it with like, oh, it's a Victorian antique. Maybe you, this one, you just got a new pillow to sit on it. These ones definitely have, once again, that idea of like you've reupholstered the fabric. You like probably bought this and were like, yeah, the original fabric here was kind of gross or old or just didn't really fit what I liked. So I went to, you know, like Joann's Fabrics and bought this blue floral kind of pattern thing and upholstered it down. So I do quite like it. These chairs here, these are dining chairs, but of course you could probably put them anywhere. They definitely, like, they feel so versatile. They once again have a very nice southern feel, but you could also use them at like outdoor venues because they definitely kind of have like a cafe feel. I really like the different swatches because once again it makes it so you can really fit it in with anything. Next we'll go over here. These are a new dining table. They look very similar to the Seance table, but they're not. And I love the different, because they all have cloths on them, which a lot of the cloths in the, or the tables in the game don't have cloths. So I do quite like that. It adds personality. There's this returning bird motif I like. This more kind of abstract kind of shape that's nice. Plain, kind of an older fabric kind of looking thing. I quite like them. I do wish maybe the stand was in the middle instead of being on 4 legs, but I do like it. I like the different swatches it comes in. Looks pretty useful. We'll go down here. We have these new like hallway tables, and I do like them. I do wish maybe there was one in a basic kind of like wood swatch that didn't have the design on it, but I also feel like if I saw this in a basic wood I wouldn't use it because it really feels like it needs the fun pattern to really feel like it's supposed to look this way. I feel like if it was like painted all black or just one solid color, it might look it might look out of place. But I do like it. I like the wood texture on them. They're getting very good with their wood textures. These last few packs have had beautiful wood textures. We have this like side table. It's very like 1920s kind of feeling. That's like the vibe I'm getting. Very like art deco in some ways. It feels like you could really, which I mean makes sense because this is supposed to be like an eclectic kind of collection. But yeah, I really do like that. We have this kind of chest side table too. The swatch on, or the little design on it, reminds me of the Charmed insignia, so I think that's kind of fun. I don't know if I'll use it very often, but I do think it's pretty cool. Here we have this beautiful array of tables, coffee tables. I'm probably going to use this one a lot, just warning everyone. The other ones also are super nice. Like, I think they all just look good, but this one, you will be seeing this a lot. You've been warned. Going back over here, we now have this desk, and I like the shape of the desk. I don't know how often I'll use it. It is very, it's very classical feeling. It almost feels a little, almost 18th century to me, maybe in design, especially in like the way how it's like painted. I'm getting very kind of like Rococo vibes a little from it. I don't know if that was the intention, but that's what I'm picking up, which that also once again makes sense why there aren't many like basic wood swatches, because it definitely was painted to look and designed to look very opulent. I probably won't use it a lot, but I do like it. I think it's well made, and I definitely think there's a time and a place for this. Here's a few of the swatches of the new shelving unit. I do like it. I don't really use shelves in The Sims 4, but I do like how it looks. I really like this hanging plant. A lot of people are saying they wish that that came separate, and I understand why it didn't, because then it would like probably clip a lot, and then I feel like people would complain about that. So it was, and I think they knew people would complain if it was connected, and they're like, all right, do we want to hear people complain that's connected, or hear people complain that it's clipping all the time? So I think this was, you know, they did what they did, and it's fine. Here we have some of the swatches for the curtains. Not all of them. I do like this. It's almost like a mixture of, because we have curtains that kind of hang like this top piece, and then we have curtains that hang like this, and then we have beads in the game, and they kind of mixed them all together, and I think it came out nice. Once again, it definitely has more of a southern New Orleans feel. I do wish there was at least one variant without the beads, just because I really like this, and I would love to use it in more of my Victorian builds, because it definitely has that kind of like Victorian patterning. But the beads themselves, I'm like, not really what I'm looking for. But in a southern home, like if I'm building in Willow Creek, this makes sense. We have this macrame thing here. I don't really know what macrame is, I'm gonna be honest. Some kind of weaving, I'm assuming. I think it looks cool. Definitely place it. This hutch to me is one of my favorite items so far. I like the different swatches it comes in. We get some pretty natural or basic ones that you can like kind of fit in a lot of builds. There doesn't seem to be like a basic wooden one though, because this one's a little more like grayish, but I think you can definitely work this into different builds. I like this red one, this yellow one, this black one. I definitely feel like I'll use the black one a lot, but I like all these different colored ones. We have some planty items here. We have this new hanging plant that I'm super excited for. I do wish we'd gotten it in 3 different sizes, one for the tall wall, one for the medium, one for the small, just because I think this is on a medium wall right now. Yeah, and it just feels like it's hanging too high. So that's one thing I would have liked. What happens if you size it up? Oh, that's massive. We have these 2 new plants. So this one I understand doesn't, like if you try to get on a table, it doesn't, yeah, it won't get to one. You can definitely raise it up if you wanted, but I will say it does feel a little small to be a floor plant, but I feel like you could also put it with a bunch of maybe base game plants around it or something. These plants are also pretty cheap. This is 100. This is like, I think 45. And this looks a lot better than a lot of the plants we have in like just the base game alone. And this one slots onto different surfaces. And that makes sense because it's a nice good size for that. We have, which I would say is the star of the show, we have this cow plant in a jar. So because the cow plant itself doesn't change size when you do that, means that it does have a slight animation I've seen in some videos. It just kind of sways a little. It doesn't do the full-on cow plant animation. I think that's fine. You can also name it, and I like that idea. So if you keep killing your cow plants in the game, you can definitely name this one and it won't die. So thank you, Sims team. Here we have this new kind of almost like tea set. We have a kind of tray set that looks very similar from Tiny Living that I really like. So I like to see that idea come back. It's a little geometric feeling, but I do like it. Here we have Horus. Horus is an Egyptian god. He's often shown as a hawk. I believe that's what this is. I really like this. This makes sense with like the theme, especially I don't think I've actually talked about this. So especially if you're going for like 19th century and thinking about like the American spiritualist movement, which is definitely a big influence on this pack. Then that takes place in the Victorian period, the 19th century, and people were very interested in Egyptian culture and talking about it as like esoteric and supernatural. And one of the things they were really interested, of course, was like the ancient Egyptian gods and kind of like mummies. People, especially English people, were very strange. I mean, I guess they still are, but they used to buy mummies and keep them in their houses, like as decorations. They also used to eat ground up mummy as a aphrodisiac and as a medicine, and would ground it up to make a paint known as mummy brown. Yeah, so that happened. So this thematically makes sense with that kind of like this taking a lot of inspiration from the American spiritualist movement and kind of that like reference to that. Here we have the new crystal balls. I think they look fine. I do wish there was one that was like a clear or a white, just because I own 3 crystal balls and 2 of them are refined crystal quartz. So they're like clear, and these are all like thick. They do look nice. Like, I will say that, like the texture on this one, I've definitely seen crystal balls that are like a more thick or solid color, because they're made of like a more solid stone, and they have like different fun textures, kind of like different marbling. But I do wish there was a white or a clear one. I'll probably use the blue a lot. We have this helping hand item, which does have gameplay feature. Once the haunting starts and after Guidry visits you for the first time, you can click on this and you can disable him visiting, or you can switch into heroic mode and get like double the haunting. It's based off of a palm reading hand manual, and what it does is, for anyone who's ever looked into palm reading, you usually buy like these hands and it tells you like what lines mean what, so then you can like meet your clients and be like, ooh, this line here means blah blah blah. We have this little like booklet of portraits. Isn't that what it's called? Oh, book of silhouettes. This is a very Victorian thing. I love it. We have these sconces, which this definitely is more like 1920s Art Deco feel to them. I do like them a lot. I'm probably going to use them in some of my Get Famous builds. We'll look over here on the wall for some other wall things. We have these pictures here. I like these a lot. I like that there's the basic swatch and everything's in color. You can go to this one and some of the images are in black and white. And then in this one, all the photos are black and white. I like this because there's a lot of fun like images. Like if you look close, like this is a reference here to Jungle Adventure, and the culture there that's inspired by ancient Mesoamerican culture and contemporary Central American culture as well. So I like this once again because people who are really into like esoteric stuff like to talk about the Maya and the Aztecs and kind of like their esoteric beliefs. Once again, we have a nice like Victorian silhouette. We have, I believe that's supposed to be Guidry. We have this kind of like African, West African mask here. Once again, kind of going back to that idea of like voodoo, and that in like New Orleans, we have the sun, star, and moon, you know, kind of witchcrafty stuff. We have a plate, once again, with that kind of like charmed looking symbol. I know it has a real name and like an actual like meaning, but that's all I think of when I see it. We kind of have like this haunted house looking image, and then a reference to the plants from Strangerville. I like that because once again, and I think this is supposed to be Jungle Adventure, this one image here. I can't really tell, it's a little blurry, but this looks like the plants from Jungle Adventure. I just don't know what these are. I just can't really tell what those blobby things are. But the plants here look like Island Living. Did I say Jungle Adventure? Island Living. This, I think, is Sulani. So we have references to Sulani, to Selva Dorado, Strangerville. This could potentially be a reference to Forgotten Hollow or just to spookiness, and this could be a little reference to Realm of Magic. Here we have these different portraits of Guidry. I believe that's how you spell it, Guidry. It's some people call it Guidry or Gudry. I think it's Gidry. It's it might be Guidry, but I think it's Gidry. It's a French name, a France name, because the American South was heavily colonized originally by the French, so there's a lot of French influence there still. But yeah, we have this cool like little portrait of him, you know, giving the wink. We have these nice frames that look pretty good, and they come in different swatches. These are just like 4 random swatches I picked. Here's another one of him. I like these flirty poses he makes, and then one of this spooky house. And there's like some gameplay behind, or some like story. Like the first one here, Claude Rene Duplanter, Guidry, present day paranormal investigator, beloved flirt, and paranormal entity, perished in untimely Murphy bed accident. Claude Rene Duplanter Guidry, 1880 to 1920, paranormal investigator and beloved flirt. Once again, that's kind of like, those are like the golden ages really for the like American spirituals movement, so I love that. Temperance's Manor, the painting is of the last known residence of Temperance, a malicious spirit, avid poltergeist, and former love interest of Guidry. Rumor has it she's recently moved. I like that. Coming back over here, we see the new seance tables. You see it's a 3x3 square, and you put chairs, and you can slot the crystal ball in the middle as well. I wish we got maybe a few more swatches, but I do think the swatches we have are very nice. Like, I'll probably use this one a lot, or maybe the red. But yeah, you could definitely get a lot of use out of these. And you don't have to use these chairs. These are just like in the game. You can just pull it out like that. These are some, how are they labeled in the game? They're called something. Occult Markings. What are these encrypted symbols, and what do they mean? Where did they come from? Are they an ancient prophecy? Either way, they look cool. Like those foreign tattoos that you eventually find out is a grocery list or a naughty word. I like that little joke there, but once again, I like, because you can just throw it down and you're like, ooh, it's occultish. We have these new rugs. I forgot what they're called for a second. Carpets, I guess, technically. They're kind of like these Persian carpets, which are very popular in the Victorian period. They look very old and antique. If there's any critique I have on them, is I wish there was one that didn't look as old and worn out, but I love the old worn out look. I probably would continue to use it over the newer one anyways, but if I was like trying to find something to complain about. Here's some swatches of the new chimney. I think it looks great. It also has like a little area you can slot things in here on the side, which I think is cool. So not only just like up here, but here. I think that's cool, so you can hide some cool things.
It has pockets. Pockets?
All right, so that's everything in Create a Sim and Build and Buy. I'm super excited to play with this pack, and most importantly, to build with it. I can't wait to actually like put the seance table in like my witch homes and just like get to play with that gameplay. I'm super excited, and I'm super excited to be able to summon Bonehilda. So I'm gonna look into my crystal ball and hopefully see some happy haunts in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.